Most of you gamers who've experienced gaming on an OLED understand how much better the experience is compared to a traditional LCD. Today we're going to be unboxing and diving into Sony's first OLED gaming monitor. We're going to be checking out all the features, talk about the design and build quality, ports, interface, adjustability, ease of use, and most importantly, the picture quality. This is our take on the all-new Sony INZONE M10S OLED gaming monitor. Before we jump into the unboxing, I'd like to thank Sony for sending me this monitor and for sponsoring this video. Looks like we've got a DisplayPort cable and a power cable. The power adapter for the power cable with a 121 watt output. Is this the stand? Wow, that is thin. I have never in my life seen a stand this small and thin before. This is pretty crazy. And then we've got some documentation. Not really sure why they taped this to the outside of this plastic bag. Pretty straightforward instructions. Save that in a safe place. INZONE stickers. Okay, so a color calibration factory report. We've got a grayscale tracking and gamma and nothing else on the back. We'll do some of our own testing here in a second. And then a massive operating instructions manual. Ooh, that stand is heavy. Let's go ahead and attach that to our base. And then we're going to attach the base to the top. And then we just got to pull her out. Now, design-wise, there's a few things about this monitor that I really like. The first being its ability to literally spin in a continuous full 360 degrees. I also don't understand how in the world they engineered this in such a way that it's not unstable with such an incredibly thin base. It's only 4 millimeters thin and only about 6.25 inches in diameter, so it is tiny. And because it's so thin, if you put the feet up on your keyboard, you can actually put it on top all the way against the monitor. It's almost as if this monitor has no physical footprint on your desk. To be designed with such a small footprint and still be extremely sturdy is pretty impressive. And with how sturdy it was, I was surprised that it wasn't that heavy either. Just a little over 13 pounds with the stand. But if you want to do away with the stand altogether because you have your own monitor arm, you can do that as well because it is base mountable. It's also got a tilt of 25 and -5 degrees and a height adjustment of 4.5 inches. I do wish there was pivot adjustability and the ability to flip it up into portrait mode, but that's not a huge deal. And just like that low profile stand, the actual monitor itself was pretty thin as well. And spinning around to the back in the center, they included a custom heatsink to keep the monitor from overheating. And our test showed that the heat was in fact flowing out the top pretty efficiently during long gaming sessions. Now for the ports, on the back we've got a headphone jack, 2 USB-As, 1 USB-B for connecting to your computer, 2 HDMIs, a DisplayPort 2.1, but basically with the same capabilities as 1.4, so nothing really too special about that. And then we've got your power port and another USB-A specifically for monitor updates. And in the bottom corner, we've got your power button and a separate navigation nub for bringing up your monitor's menu settings. But you can also adjust those with the INZONE Game Hub software, and we'll get to that here in a sec. For the on-screen display menu settings within the monitor itself, we've got some panel settings here at the bottom that you can adjust. These are designed for burn-in prevention. You can also adjust the volume for any headphones that you have connected to the monitor from here. Then we've got some pretty standard and typical picture adjustment settings depending on your preference. One that you don't always see that I really appreciate with this monitor is the ability to adjust your saturation for cyan, magenta, and yellow, and red, green, and blue separately. And then under gaming assist, you've got quite a few crosshair options, a few more than you normally get on a gaming monitor. You can also set it to 24.5 inch mode if you're a competitive gamer. I'm not one, but from what they say, 24.5 inches is the industry standard perfect size for esports. You can shrink it down centered or at the bottom of the screen if you want to. And then under picture mode presets, you've got the basic ones, but 2 new ones at the top unique to this monitor specifically. FPS Pro simulates more of an LCD screen look for those of you that are more used to those and need some time to get used to the high contrast of this monitor. That mode allows you to see a little bit more in darker areas at the expense of contrast. Me personally, I love the high contrast of OLED monitors. To be able to have perfect blacks right next to bright spots with zero bleed or haloing. This is going to highlight your enemies to help you spot them quicker. Basically what that's going to do is enhance the red outlines that many games already have on enemy targets. This setting is not not going to make that much of a difference on games that don't do that. If you do want to adjust any of these settings though, then I recommend doing it through the INZONE Game Hub software on the computer. I found it way more user-friendly and simple to do it that way. This monitor was built with the help of the Fnatic esports team, and you can actually download their INZONE Game Hub settings if you want to. At 2560 by 1440p resolution with a 27-inch display, this gives it about 110 pixels per inch, which is plenty sharp for that size. With a small window, it can get as bright as 1300 nits, but our test showed about 300 nits in an average setting. It also has a semi-matte coating with very minimal glare. When it comes to picture quality, this monitor truly delivers. I actually had to lower my brightness in darker environments because it was just too intense. This makes it a perfect monitor for even well-lit rooms. Because it is an OLED, I expected a fantastic contrast ratio, but it still really impressed me how well bright objects stood out against dark backgrounds. OLED screens offer perfect blacks, so everything just looks so much more vibrant. And my tests confirmed that it had excellent color accuracy as well. No matter the angle that I viewed it, the picture remained impressive. Text appeared razor sharp too, and even when zooming in closely, the edges were still well defined with minimal fringing. Excellent motion clarity is also something that this monitor has going for it. You can see here just how crisp the edges looked with the fast-moving UFO test at 480 Hz. Gaming is where this monitor really excels though. Right now we're gonna fire up some Overwatch and see how this monitor performs. 2560 by 1440p at 480 Hz. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is so smooth. I wish you guys could see what I'm experiencing right now. 30 frames per second on this YouTube video does not do this justice. That is crazy. Yeah, I've never seen anything this sharp and this smooth at the same time. Not sure if you can see up here, but we are in fact getting 480 FPS up there. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and go into that FPS Plus mode and see if the enemies look a little bit easier to find. Yeah, I think from far away, it really does help you find enemies just a little bit better. You know, I'm curious to see what the difference is when I actually go into HDR. Already definitely very bright, which makes it a little bit washed out, so I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. Now I'm kind of dark, but that's all right. Now let's play one more match in HDR mode. That looks so good. This looks incredible. Ah! All right, now we're gonna check out one of my favorite games, Halo Infinite. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Go ahead and crank our graphics settings all the way up. 2560 by 1440. Maximum frame rate 120. No, 480. Let's make sure all this is ultra, 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 ultra. I'm gonna leave these settings as is because that looks beautiful. Oh yeah. So right now I'm getting 250 FPS. I guess because my settings are pretty high. Uh-oh. Goodbye. Yeah, unfortunately on Halo, I'm gonna have to turn down some graphic settings in order to hit that 480 FPS. We could probably do medium settings. Resume. Still 300 FPS. So to be able to hit 480 FPS on Halo at 2560 by 1440, I'm probably gonna have to go to low settings. Kind of looks like 480 FPS isn't really meant for Halo. Yeah, I'm hitting 360 FPS right now, so not quite 480. Check out that FPS Plus mode though. So I am gonna need to turn off HDR in order to get access to that FPS Plus mode. FPS Pro Plus. It almost feels like cheating how well enemies pop off the screen now. Let's check out some Counter-Strike 2. Current video values preset, very high. Oh man, so I'm getting about 280 FPS with high graphic settings on this one. Let's go ahead and bring the graphics settings down just a tad and see if we can't get that closer to 480 FPS. At a very high, let's go to just high. All right, now we're getting 400 FPS. Insanely smooth. I really wish you guys could see how smooth this looks. Let's play a different game. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. All right, full screen exclusive, 480 FPS, 2560 by 1440. Let's try the extreme graphic presets. Ooh, only 120 FPS right now. But man, this looks beautiful. Let's see what happens when I go into that 24.5 inch mode. You know, I was warned to not do that while in game, but I think it worked pretty well. Overall, the motion clarity, picture quality, and the high refresh rate of this monitor make it perfect for people who play high FPS games and have a fast gaming PC. I wouldn't really recommend it for people that mainly use it for productivity though. Menus and toolbars that remain consistently on screen for extended periods of time will be susceptible to burn-in. However, for gaming, movies, or any other content that changes frequently, this monitor will be very beneficial to have, especially when paired with a high-end gaming PC. I do wish that this monitor cost a little bit less though. $1,100 is pretty expensive. But there's one thing that Sony just added to this monitor that really raises its value. You now get a 3-year warranty with this monitor. OLED burn-in included. That's awesome. If you do decide to purchase this monitor, then please remember to use my affiliate links in the comments and description below, as I may get a small commission at no cost to you for every single purchase made. And it's actually a major factor in keeping this channel going and getting better and better for you. I'd also like to personally thank all of my members for their monthly support of this channel. Also make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications turned on to stay up to date with all of my latest tech and gaming PCs. Thanks for watching. God bless.